So I want to come back to this word entheogen. The definition is a chemical substance, typically of plant origin, that is ingested to produce a non-ordinary state of consciousness for religious or spiritual purposes, or simply put, to access the divine within. I really resonate with that because most of my experiences have been along those lines. So it has also come to my attention over the years of doing this kind of work, this learning about the similarities between deep entheogenic states and near-death experiences. So people often experience connecting to a unified source of love, a state of non-duality. This space often seems more familiar than this physical reality. So I've had that experience many times. I've had several death-like moments where I was then held by pure love and came back to my physical body. So I wonder, perhaps death is something to look forward to, or at least not fear. Entheogens are known to help people become more comfortable with their mortality and connection to spirituality. There are many studies these days in their use for end-of-life therapy. So the genre of art that I typically work in is typically called visionary or psychedelic art. It often has a common theme of expressing mystical experiences with luminous energy and interwoven geometric patterns in realms made of light, or there is a source of eternal light emitting from the forms. So art is a language, and visionary art is a language often describing feelings and familiarities about invisible energies and sometimes places we know beyond this earth plane. Take this painting, for example, by Jonathan Solter. It's called I've Been There. And it was titled that because he was doing it as a live painting at various festivals, and people would often come up to him and say, "Whoa, I've been there." So how's that possible? It doesn't really look like anywhere on Earth except for the general pyramid shape. And that's because people are having a shared metaphysical, mystical experience of these archetypal realms. So this is one of my earliest paintings. This is from 2004. It's acrylic on canvas, and it's called My Awakening. And that's because it describes that experience that I had at that time, which very briefly, what happened is a friend and I were on a high dose of psychedelics in an intentional setting, and we left our bodies transfiguring into what I could describe as the universal mind lattice. It was a space that was made of pure energy, plasma energy, fire, and we traveled through these tunnels and galaxies that seemed to be connected to everything and everywhere all at once. And this incredible thing about this is it seemed totally familiar, and it was very full of love. Also, a strange thing to note that happened is when I was starting to come back into my body after traveling this space, I had an encounter with what I would describe as a light being, and I had a psychic conversation with it where it showed me a version of myself asleep on another plane of existence and said that they were taking care of me there while I was here having a human experience. Pretty weird, but I learned over the years that that type of experience or something similar to it is not all that uncommon for people on deep psychedelic experiences, something to learn about the interdimensionality of this realm.